Hey y'all, okay, so I'm gonna go over getting started on project 2 and customizing CSS for Bootstrap templates. So this goes over your file structure for project 2. I'm gonna go over that in a second. The rest is about the starter template and these local copies of Bootstrap CSS. I do not require you to do this. So there's a note here, I'll put it in bold, that this is optional. So you can just use the starter template that links to the JavaScript and the CSS, and you don't have to download those. Again, this part is optional and this part is optional. And then I'll go through doing custom CSS. So in your web dev project 2 folder, you already have panel 1, 2, and 3, as well as an index. This index is going to be the landing page for the project that has a reflection for each panel and links to each of them. And then what getting started helps you do is create folders for each of these. So they're each going to have their own index and then their own assets. You can just start with just panel 1 because with panel 2 and 3, you're going to be using a theme. So in panel 1, you'll do new folder and do CSS, new folder image. You don't need the JS folder. And then you'll literally go to Visual Studio Code, do file, new text file, file, save as, index.html, and put that in project 2 panel 1. And then this is where you'll copy in the starter template from here. This is correct. Oh, yes. And this is the Bootstrap starter template where you can start to put components in. If you want to start with components from your responsive optimization exercise, you can, starting with, those columns and stuff if you want to, or you can just start from scratch. And then you'll also do your custom CSS linked here. So again, that is file, new text file, file, save as, custom.css, and that's going to be in panel 1 in your CSS. And make sure you come back here and link it under the CSS link for Bootstrap. So that's going to be that link href equals, and then make sure you go into the CSS folder, find custom CSS, and tell it the relationship is style sheet, and make sure to add that closing tag right there. And then you are ready to go and ready to customize your components. Now I'm going to talk about downloading the theme again. So that's, let's see, I'm going to do the quick start one, not getbootstrap.com. We're going to do Bootstrap made and free download. And this is going to go in project 2. And you're going to go ahead and put this in panel 2. Now this is where I would need y'all to unzip the theme folder, take all of its contents, and drag them back. And then you can get rid of these two. So now your file path is project 2, panel 2, and then it's going to open to this index without having to then go into a theme folder. Come back over here and open that index, and all the code is there ready to go. So now I'm going to talk through customizing this CSS. And this gets a little tricky, but stay with me. And this is, again, the biggest challenge. So when you go to do panel 2, sorry, let me stop there for a second. All you're going to change is the text and the images that are linked in the HTML. So you're not going to have any custom CSS. So then when you go to work on panel 3, you are going to duplicate everything that's in here and drag it into panel 3. So there's a few ways you can do this. I'm going to duplicate the panel 2 folder. So now it's panel 2 copy. I'm going to take everything in here. This is after I've finished panel 2 and replaced all the text and copy. Put it in panel 3. I can get rid of that. So now I have everything ready to customize in panel 3. So I'm back here with my index. Let's say I've already changed all the text and images, and I'm ready to customize the CSS. File, new text file, file, save as, custom.css. So that goes in panel 3 in assets in CSS. And then I'm going to come back to my index. I've got my main CSS file here. I'm going to come under here and put my custom one. Assets, CSS, custom CSS. Relationship is style sheet. Close it up. So that is the link that you need to add. And make sure that it's linking. And then I'm going to go in and start finding things I want to change. I'll show y'all a preview of where I'm headed. Let's see. Not that one. Yeah, okay, so I'm about to go in, and this is going to take a minute, but I'm going to find each of these elements and change their colors for now. And then when you go and do it, you can change font, spacing, etc. But the hardest part is figuring out how to talk to these elements. So I'm going back here. Oh, sorry, not project 1. Project 2, panel 3, and this index. I'm also going to go in here, and we have our custom CSS. I'm going to open the main CSS for, this is the themes CSS. You're not going to change this one. You're only going to change this. And then let's go back to this and start with this get started button. So again, I can try to find it on here, or I can inspect. But I see up here under the site name, under the nav bar, there's this button, get started. So what I want to do is copy this, go to the main CSS for the theme, and search for it. Okay, and I see that it's all right here under the header class, under the get started class. And this is changing. A lot of themes do this. They have an assigned contrast color and an assigned accent color. So I am going to copy this whole declaration that I want to change the color for, put it over here, and then I'm going to make this pink and this hot pink. And okay, that's a little hard to see. I'm gonna make this white. And I've started changing the button. So then you can alter all of those things. All right, let's move on to the next item. I want to change the color of this text. So I can see it right here. I can see it's an H1. This is JavaScript telling it to fade up. And then this is also a span element. So it's going to have a separate declaration. But I'm just going to go over here and see how H1 is coded. All right, there's in the header, in the logo, I Okay, in the header, in the logo, H1, let's see. I'm looking for like a color declaration. So I see this is probably calling to the span class, which is right here. This doesn't have a color declaration. I will need this one. I'm going to bring it over. And then let's see if there's another one. Here we go. H1 already has some color declarations. So we're going to call the span one, or make that hot pink. And we're going to make other H1s pink. And then I want to find this button. So it's right here. I can see it says get started. It's different than this one. And this has a section class of about, and then, or an ID of about, and then a class of button dash get dash started, which is slightly different than this one. So then I'm coming back over here and looking for that. Okay, and it's in the hero section. And this, you can see they have declarations for the button and declarations for when the button is hovered. And I want to change both of those because right now it changes to like a slightly lighter blue. Come over to CSS, copy all that in. And the color I want to be hot pink. Oh, that's for the text, sorry. The text color I want to be white. The background I want to be hot pink. And then for the hover, the background has some other things in it. It's like got a color mix, and then it has a transparency, which you could keep that. And I'm just gonna make it pink. So then when I hover, it's a light pink. Okay, I'm back. I just had an issue where my previewer stopped showing the changes and I had to restart Visual Studio Code. So do that if that happens. Okay, then we already talked about how to change the image. Let me go. I want to change this play button. Okay, so this is actually an icon, and at Get Bootstrap, or if you just search for Bootstrap icons, there's this huge icon library that you'll often see in templates and things, and they are using these icons, and there's code for them. So I'll show you more of those in a second, but if you're ever like, what the heck is this BIBI, Bootstrap icon? So I believe this play button is one. And yes, so we can see the class is play circle. And there's also a span here. Now I'm going to come over here and look for icons. Okay. Let's look in the hero section. We know that it's in the hero section. And here we go. The watch video button. This is the font, and then this has the eye. So we know that that is the color, and then there's also a hover for it, so we can change that as well. So I'm coming over here again. I know this because it's in the hero section. It's the watch video button, and the icon is what I want to change. So I'm going to change that to hot pink. Then I can also come back over here. I'm in the hero section. I am wanting to change what it hovers as. And again, this has like a transparency on it. So I'm going to just do pink. So as I hover, it changes. Again, as you hover over watch video, it changes to blue. So we can change that. I found the one that's in the hero section, button, watch video, hover, and I want it to change to pink. So I can keep it black, but then as I go over it, it changes to pink. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit more about icons, and then I'm gonna let y'all have it. So here's some more icons in here. I can find them over here. You can see briefcase, you can see checklist, you can see bar chart. So let's say I want to change these icons. I can come over to this. You can search icons here. So I'm going to put an egg, and this is the class that I need. And all you have to do is copy that class and replace it. So I'm going to replace the briefcase with an egg. And then, let's see, sorry, Bootstrap icons. I'm just going to go random. We're going to get a clipboard, and we're going to copy that, clipboard 2. Put that in there. Then going back, I'm going to pick random again. Let's do a house with a heart. How cute. And come back here and change that. But now I want to change the colors, of course. So I come over here, and what I need to first see, what section am I in? I'm in featured services. So I'm kind of looking for that featured services section. Service item position, service icon. There's the background color, then there's the actual icon itself. I want to change all of that. So this one has a bit of a fade, and then the hover is different. We'll have to find that. But let's see. We're going to make this pink. Oh, it's so cute. And then the icon, I want to be hot pink. But still, when I hover, it's blue. So let's go back here and find the hover. Here they are. The item and the icon hover. Ah, sorry. All right, I'm gonna highlight this whole thing. Come over here, copy it. The icon itself, let's see. The background I want to turn hot pink. And then the icon I want to keep white. And I might change that to be more permanent than the color they have there. So there's that. So kind of see what you're trying to change. Find the section that it's in. Find that section in CSS, and then find what you're trying to talk to. It's probably going to take a lot of trial and error. If you get lost in this code, remember that you can always go through here, right click, inspect. Let's say I'm in this section and I want to figure out where I am. Let's see, I'm in the features section. I'm in the container here. I'm in this row. I'm in this column. Oh, it's an unordered list. I'm in this list item. I am in this little thing. I am in the, oh, there's the binoculars right there. And then here's some H4 right there. So you can see how nitty gritty it gets. And then when you, let's say I'm here or here or here, and then it shows me in the styles panel what the CSS is for that. So then I can also come back up here and see maybe what it is for that container, what it is for that row, what it is for that column, for that, and like copy and Control F to find this exact thing. So there's multiple ways, but you'll be inspecting here or over here. digging around in the themes CSS, copying the full declaration over, and then changing it. Best of luck. Y'all got this. This is a really, really fun project where things start to look really cool. And another thing is, as you're going in both panel 2 and panel 1, let's say I'm like, okay, I don't need all of these logos right here. So I'm going to go find that section, which I would assume is maybe this clients section with just a bunch of images. And I'm going to find the section ID, see where it ends. And I can either like comment out this whole section or literally delete. And then you just don't need that. So a lot of the templates are really long pages. I would say keep like 3 to 4 sections and then you can get rid of the rest. You do not need 10 sections on a page. All right, I think that's all I have to relay to you today. Best of luck, y'all.